Good morning, everyone. Uh, Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live and welcome to youtube.com, Kevin Olenick, Spreaker.com, Kevole, Soundcloud.com, Kevole, and uh, did I miss anything? Oh, follow me on Twitter, YouTube, or twitter.com, Kevole. So I woke up this morning and I was kind of before I got ready. I was kind of perusing the news and was kind of thinking about what I wanted to talk about today. And I had an idea, and then I ran into the shower and was thinking a little bit about it. And then I came back just to look at uh, Twitter a little bit more, and then this suddenly changed. And I really do feel that this is something I really need to say. And I want to take you back to last week when Jong Un used the word called Donald Trump a dotard. And I understand what the meaning of dotard is. The specific meaning for those who don't know what dotard means is an old person, especially one who has become weak or senile. Uh, and, and a lot of people were like, well, and I'm going to get into this here in a little bit here, but a lot of people were saying, probably quite rightly, that the intent of him was not to use the R word, but to use it as it was defined clearly here: an old person, especially one who has become weak or senile. Now, which leads us to today. In a conversation, in a comment about the situation going on in Quebec about Bombardier, Brian Jean used the R word. Brian Jean, of course, as you know, is running for the leadership of the United Conservative Party and should be put on a little bit of a higher expectation of behavior and conduct. Of course, as we know, sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes these people in higher positions make irresponsible decisions. We all make mistakes, things like that. I get it. And I'm not excusing Brian Jean as we're going through this necessarily. I'd like to talk a little bit about why even the word dotard actually, forgive the snowflakeness in me, what you're about to hear, it's a trigger. But I was called that as a kid. Not because it was just a fun name on the street to call the one that you didn't like, because there are things that I struggle with. I'm a slower learner. Everything that I do is actually quite slower than what is expected in terms of everybody else. Uh, and I'm not the smartest person in the room. I never claim to be, but I'm certainly takes longer for me to learn things than the average person. And I was called that word, and it was, some of you might say, okay, well, that's, suck it up, Buttercup. We get called names all the time. Like, it literally affected my self-esteem and who I was, and something I still kind of struggle with at times, even to this day, day after day for a long time. And it affected my self-esteem, it affected my self-confidence, it affected who I was as a person, and it hurt. And yeah. So, Brian Jean apologized for what he said, and I guess typically, what is the apology? And I understand that people are very angry at what Brian Jean said. But I'd like to take you through what the problem is, because this isn't just Brian Jean, and I understand that I'm just reading these from Twitter, and I understand that Twitter is considered pretty much a cesspool, and it's not a memo to Twitter. It's not that you have to extend your character limit to 280 people, that people are pee off. It's the fact that you don't deal with comments like this, and you allow trolls to kind of suck up the life of Twitter. That's why people don't want to go on it anymore. Anyway, that's a whole other side comment I just want to say, but I'm just going to go here. This is the tweet. I'm going to read the replies from Brian tweets. I apologize for my regretful word choice, but not for standing up forcefully for Albertans against Quebec City politicians. Well, even that is that seems to me a little bit, quite frankly, as I read this, very wishy-washy. You know, don't use the fucking word. Pardon my French. But I just want to read these. Here's one reply from a guy named Alberta Guy. I don't know who he is, but he says, you don't need to apologize. You need to get tougher. That's what Alberta needs right now. Okay. One other one goes by the name Steelers Oilers. He says, what snowflake did you offend this time? LOL. Let's see. Here's another one. There are people that are saying good things too, but I'm focusing on the negatives here. I get it. Never apologize. You're caught in a devious PH Collard's trap. QX mastered this art for trapping AB politicians for over the last 50 years. 150 years, sorry. Let's see. Yeah. One person also quit now, please. As a parent of a child with a disability, your comments make me fear for her future if you become premier. This one's great. You don't need to apologize. This province needs more people telling it how it is. So my point in this, and even the comments about Dotard and last week, there were people using the word Dotard as it was the R word. And, as much as people were like, well, you don't know the definition of it, some of the people on Twitter that were using that word, used it in an R word way. And it's triggering for people who have struggled with a learning disability, have a learning disability, trying to be the best of themselves. It's not something that, for me personally, I'm not trying to be politically correct. I'm just trying to make people aware of something here. It's not something that I need to hear, or something we need to hear, especially if we're just trying to live an everyday life. So I wanted to bring that up, and I also, in the midst of this, wanted to add something to that. And there is an organization that I really would encourage you to spend more time on. I know they're in Calgary, they're in Edmonton, they're in Vancouver, they have an event. And it's called Motion Ball. And, sorry. What Motion Ball does is they help out with the Special Olympics. And you get a corporate team together, and you team up with the Olympians, and you go out and you do these events. It's a big day on Saturday. You meet a bunch of people, a bunch of companies get involved. It's really great. A lot of different organizations get involved. And it's a great place where they encourage you why you don't use the R word. And I would encourage, they do a lot of great events. Look them up. I haven't been able to volunteer out in Vancouver here, but I would love to. But it's an event that happens in Calgary. I did a podcast a number of years ago with Julie Gathercole, who used to be involved. I don't think she's obviously, I think she's working at SAIT now. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not trying to be politically correct, but if we're going to use this word, just stop it. It doesn't matter if you're a politician, social leader, prime minister, broadcaster, or any other profession. Stop using the R word. It's just completely demeaning, and it's not politically correct that we need to stop it. It hurts, okay? And I just wanted people to know that. And anyway, we'll be talking more as the day goes on. I have lots of things to talk about. Things in Toronto, things in Ottawa. Probably Trump might say something silly. Who knows? Anyway, we will talk to you all really soon. Thank you.